Today, I'm going to tell you how you can take your worst day and turn it into what can become some of your best. Have you ever had something you love taken away from you in an instant, or received some bad news that you felt was going to alter your life course? I'm here to share how you can take that situation, turn it into a good one. My worst day was a sports injury that prevented me from what I love doing most, playing football and basketball. To come back from that, I'd endure months of rehab and setbacks. I'm going to tell you guys how you can turn what may seem like an end of the world problem into a positive outcome if you're willing to change your perspective on the situation. I'm going to do this by sharing how I tore my ACL, why it ended up being very important to me, and how it has changed my future in a big way. I was able to keep pushing forward in my situation because I was able to find a new light to put on it, and it all started with the short 7 seconds. The story of how I tore my ACL is actually quite simple. It was the first quarter of our first game of the season. The run was coming right at me. I stepped down to make a play on the ball. I planted with my left foot. My knee twisted wrong. I felt a pop, and that was the end of it. I originally thought this injury was going to be the worst thing that ever happened to me. Ultimately, it has led me through a process that is going to help it become one of the best things that ever happened to me. Surgery required from the injury was a brutal process. The physical therapy that came after it was actually the best part of the whole situation. The comeback part of the surgery is what really started to influence me. I had to go to physical therapy 3 times a week. It was hard to begin with. I was in a brace. I had crutches for 2 weeks, and I had to completely relearn how to walk again. It was tough, but my physical therapist, they kept pushing me. They showed me that there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and they gave me a hope that wasn't there before, and that's what ultimately kept me going. Going to physical therapy really kind of got the ball rolling and allowed me to associate the negative, which was my knee injury, with the positive, which was getting back out onto the court and onto the field, which was what I wanted more than anything at the time. Rehab caused me to see my situation through a new perspective, and by seeing through this new perspective, I decided that I wanted to make a change. My newfound viewpoint on the whole thing, it sparked an idea inside of me. I wanted to make a change in professions. I originally thought that I wanted to go into something that involved technology, whether that be computers or smartphones, something like that, because it seemed that that's what the world was moving towards. But after getting this new hope from my physical therapist and seeing how they completely changed my mindset into a better one, I decided that I wanted to give people that same feeling, help them out in that same way, and I decided that I want to also be a physical therapist now. This new idea was the final step of taking my worst day and turning it into some of my best. This perspective has allowed me to find a silver lining from what was originally a catastrophic situation. By changing what I want to do for a profession, I'm allowing myself to give other people the same positive outlook and hope that I received in a dark time. And it all started by changing one simple thing. This is how I and you too can take a negative situation and turn it into a positive one. My knee injury was my initial worst day. It was ultimately the most important, though, because it was my starting point. Physical therapy is what really helped me change my perspective on the whole situation and kind of got the ball rolling and getting it further towards a positive outcome. Being influenced and having the clarity of rehab and giving me the idea to change my profession is what will really allow me to put my newfound viewpoint into action and really get some good out of it. I hope me sharing my journey of my injury and newfound perspective can help you put a new light on a bad thing and turn it into a starting point of something that can be great for you. Thank you for listening.